Welcome to the GCN Tech Show. I'm Alex Payton.
And I'm Alan Lloyd. Coming up this week, we've got the world's lightest cranks, a new bike from Obeya, a bike from the future, the bike shop of the week, and the bike vault.
God, you said bike a lot there.
We've got a lot of bikes this week.
And then this week, we're going to be discussing if data or data is making cycling dangerous.
Ooh. Right, let's start off with last week's poll, and, well, I don't seem to have a poll.
Yeah, about
Where's...
that. Basically, I forgot to create it, sorry. I was actually really busy.
You had one job, Alex.
I'll make sure it's ready for this week's show.
Very sorry about that. You will get it next week. But anyway, let's get on to this week's main talking point. Is data making cycling more dangerous?
So Chris Froome, Froome Doggy Dog, Froomester, has been at it again, making the headlines. And this time, he's saying that data is making racing dangerous.
I'm going to have to disagree with this one. No way. Cycling is as safe or as dangerous as the riders make it. But I can see how you might blame the data.
Yeah, I can kind of agree with that a little bit. So what Chris Froome is saying is that all of the data that is presented to racers as they're racing, so from the race radio from the team car up to the riders, such as about the road conditions, the route they're going on, the condition of the road, what sort of hazards might be ahead, is making them take unnecessary risks to try to get there before their competition.
And this is what Chris Froome quoted. It's probably the only sport where someone tells you there's danger up ahead and the pace lifts and everyone starts to fight for position to get there first. I think racing has, as a result, become more dangerous.
Interesting. Well, I guess you could kind of apply that same principles and logic to amateur races, maybe even sportives, because everyone has got access to mapping, things like Google Street View. You can see exactly what's coming up on pretty much any road around the world. So you can have that data presented to you on like a GPS head unit. Or if you're in a sportive, so not a race situation, you can even have it on your phone. You can have all notifications coming up. And then I think that could detract from paying attention to the conditions in front of you.
I mean, I actually think the data is making cycling safer. I mean, without all this information, riders wouldn't know what's coming up ahead, be that narrow street, sharp bends, snow and ice on the road, as we've seen it before. I mean, can you imagine any other situation in life where having more data presented to you makes the situation more dangerous?
No, I can't actually. I think that's a really good point. So, yeah, it's kind of like the more informed you are, the safer I think it is. Basically, I'm going to throw out there now, I think it's the riders that are making racing dangerous, not the data. They're just simply taking the information and then deciding what they want to do.
Yeah.
Perfect example of using data to keep everyone safe. Formula One, right? So I think this is a sport which operates at the highest speeds, the highest risk, and it has the smallest margin for error. And what do they do to keep everyone safe?
Data.
Tons of it. They provide all the drivers with information about their driving style, the car, the conditions, the racetrack, all the other cars in the race.
You've been watching Drive to Survive, haven't you?
Oh, I have been watching Drive to Survive. I love it.
You know it all now.
Yeah.
But can you imagine in F1 racing that they just set off all the cars pretty much blind? No data on the track in front. They had no idea what's coming up.
No,
that would be absolute carnage, wouldn't it?
So imagine, starting them off and going, right, good luck, guys. Everyone just go steady. Play it safe. It's down to you if you make a mistake.
That's not really how it works. Yeah. They need that data to be safe.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Data is a tool that can be used in a positive or a negative way, so it can make it safer by the riders knowing the conditions and the route that's coming ahead.
And I guess a negative or a dangerous way of using data would be putting more emphasis and paying more attention to the data than the real world conditions that are presented in front of you. Example of this, looking at your head unit or say someone on race radio saying, oh yeah, it's like a little turn to the left or 90 degrees left, when in reality, if you'd have just looked ahead at the road, you'd go, bloody hell, it's way sharper than that. You could have slowed down more.
It's the same in the car as well when you've got the sat-nav on and the corner doesn't look that sharp. The next thing, you're sending it into the corner.
Dropping in.
Yeah, need to get it round.
Well, that's our view on the subject. Fairly sort of quick overview of it, but I am really keen to hear your thoughts. So let us know in the comments section down below and head over to the GCN app because we're going to actually create a poll for this week.
I will make sure it gets done.
Manon is in charge of the poll.
If you need something doing, just do it yourself.
That's actually a really good point, yeah.
It's now time for Hot and Spicy Tech. First up this week, we've got the world's lightest cranks.
So these are the Gravitas 13 cranks, and take a look at these bad boys. What do you make of them?
They are pretty fancy.
So tell me some of the stats that we need to know about these things.
Okay, first up, guess how much they weigh?
I don't know, go on.
279 grams.
To be fair, that is pretty light.
That is pretty
light.
light.
They do say they're the world's lightest.
Yeah.
We got a couple of crank length options here. So the 279 gram ones use the 170 crank length. You've also got 172.5. So the arms
Probably
themselves...
a little bit heavier.
A little bit heavier, yeah. So the arms themselves are carbon fibre and they've got a sort of honeycomb structure on the inside. And then it's almost like a modular system. So you've got the crank arms, which are separate to the axle, and then they've got a thread on each end. You can add that in. So the axle itself, you only got a 30mm axle option here. So no Shimano 24mm one. I can see you're a bit disappointed about that.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it?
You don't get any bottom bracket with the cranks, nor do you get any chain rings.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And do you want to know the price?
I do, go on.
$1,888.
Wow.
Don't even get a bottom bracket with it.
I know, it's quite expensive, isn't it?
So it comes in 2 different finishes, a liquid satin black and a matte black with a weave finish.
No, I think I actually forgot to say, so the crank arms themselves are carbon fibre, the main axle is aluminium, as well as the sort of large threaded nuts which hold the crank arms on. And, get this right, it comes with a Delrin tool to install them on the bike.
Comes with a what?
Delrin tool. Are you going to ask me?
Hopefully I'm not the only person out there that doesn't know what a Delrin tool is.
Okay, so Delrin is an engineering thermoplastic. It's like incredibly strong but non-marking. So that means when you fit the cranks on, the tool won't scratch up any part of it.
That's quite a good idea, actually.
It is a really cool idea. Yeah, I like that.
Here's to Delrin. Okay, next up, a new bike from Orbea. So a while back they launched the Terra, and they're back again with a new Terra H. So this is made from hydroformed aluminium, and I'm guessing that's what the H stand for. But this new bike uses a lot of the same features as the carbon one, but just in a more of an affordable way.
Yeah, so you've got the same sort of tyre clearance. So if you run a 700C wheel, you've got clearance for a 45mm wide tyre. And you also got the option of using that slightly smaller 650B wheel, and then the maximum tyre width goes up to a 50mm. You've got things like that asymmetrical chainstay design, which allows you to run a 2x setup and up to a size 34 tooth inner chainring. Loads of similar features, like you say, but the aluminium one does have, I think, additional mounting points on the back for things like racks and all the sort of gubbins.
Stuff.
All the gubbins you carry when you're out gravel riding, shredding the gravel. Also, I think, yeah, it's a good point that they've made this in an aluminium version, because I think it's a popular material for frames amongst people that are out gravel riding.
Quite tough terrain. You want something durable.
Yeah,
don't
you do want something durable. Something I did notice though is I don't think the aluminium version has that sort of fancy locker storage bit in the down
for the
tube.
snacks.
Yeah, I hope it does, but I'm not too sure. Next up in hot tech is something which I think we can kind of link into hot tech. Anyway, what's your favourite Rod Stewart song, Manon?
Rod Stewart song?
Yeah.
The Do You Think I'm Sexy one.
Okay, mine's Maggie May. Do you want to know why I'm asking about Rod Stewart?
I would love to know, Alex.
Well, he's been in Essex fixing potholes on his road.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. So Essex is in the what? East of the UK?
Yeah.
So I've got a little bit of a quote here from an interview they did about this. So the information I've got here says that he was dressed in a tracksuit and a high-vis vest, and he was explaining why him and the boys,
The lads.
Yeah, that's what it says, decided to fix the potholes themselves. So the quote from Rod Stewart says, "People are bashing up their cars. Only the other day there was an ambulance with a burst tyre. My Ferrari can't go through here at all." And then he was just saying he'd been out fixing the potholes, taking matters into his own hands.
I thought you were going to say something like, he was, cycling and there's all these potholes.
No, but it is good for cyclists.
It is good for cyclists, yeah, thanks.
If you ride through a pothole, are you annoyed?
Yeah,
Well, there's now a couple less potholes in that area.
good job I always ride in Essex, isn't it?
Yeah, a council spokesperson did say that if you are thinking of fixing any potholes yourself, they've got to be done to a professional standard, otherwise you could be held liable.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Now, unfortunately, due to copyright, we can't play any Rod Stewart songs and we don't have any images of him. So here's a picture of a squirrel, I guess.
Next up, a new concept bike from Infinity, but don't get your hopes up. It's not a bike just yet, but this looks very interesting. I can't say it's the nicest looking bike I've ever seen, but tell us a bit more about it.
This thing is incredible. I'm literally looking at a picture of it now. So it's an all-wheel drive concept bike, and it uses like a track system. So instead of having separate...
Like on a digger.
Yeah, exactly like
JCB.
that. So you know a little bit more about it than you're letting on. So it's got individual tracks, where it's got one single track, but made of individual components that act kind of like as the rim and the tyre. So each little section is linked together, and it's almost not quite in a figure eight symbol, but it's in the similar shape to the infinity symbol, hence why it's called the infinity bike.
Oh, nice.
So it runs all the way around the front, acts as if it's the front wheel, and goes back up to meet near the cranks in the centre of the bike, loops back down to act as the rear wheel. Therefore, it means it's all-wheel drive, so you've got your pedalling turning what would effectively be the front and the rear wheel. And it's just a pretty cool looking contraption,
It is pretty cool, yeah. Is this going to be the bike of the future?
I'm not sure it's going to be the bike of the future, but it's...
I wonder if it's fast.
I don't think it's going to be fast, but I think it would be good for riding on like sand, like at the beach, looking cool. It's got suspension built into it, but it's a unique concept. Will it ever come to life? I don't know, but
I'd love to see one.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. Fingers crossed. Maybe next year or something.
A few years. Next up, some news from Pirelli, and they have taken their production of their P0 tyres back to their factory in Italy.
Yeah, so I think moving forwards, all of the P0 race tyres and their top mountain bike tyres are going to be made in their Pirelli Italian mega base. Now, something that is unique here is that they say they've got a unique extrusion process, which means that the tyres have a really constant and uniform straightness and weight to them, which is as equally important in a bike tyre as it is for a car or motorbike tyre.
Very nice. Cool.
More hot tech next week. It's now time for the best bike shop in the world this week, according to us.
Yep, and this week we've got a submission in from Ian Morris 3, and he has sent in a submission of a bike shop called McConvey Cycles.
Oh.
And he says they have a fantastic selection of bikes, Specialized Pinarello Giant, ultra-friendly and helpful staff with bike, saddle, shoe, helmet fitting and extensive range of accessories. What more could you want in a bike shop?
It looks cool. I'm just on their website now. Yeah, I do really like this on a couple of different levels. Loads of stuff in there.
Yeah, got everything going on in this bike shop. Doesn't look like they have a coffee shop though.
They don't have a coffee shop.
That would make
Based
it even
in
better.
Ireland, isn't it?
Oh, Connor'd probably know them.
Connor probably knows them. I'll tell you what, shall we just call them up?
Yeah, see what they have to say about
Let
being
them know.
best bike shop of the week.
Let them know they've won. Okay, right. Call in. Put it on speaker. Are you going to speak
I hope
to
they
them?
answer.
Well, that's a good start. It's ringing.
This is tense.
Oh, hi, you're on the GCN Tech Show. We just want to let you know you've won Bike Shop of the Week this week. What do you think about
Sorry?
that? Okay, thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh my God, I want to die inside.
It's now time for the Bike Vault. This is a part of the show where you submit pictures of your bikes and we vote if they're nice or super nice. And if they're super nice, we ring the bell. And if they're super duper
Uber nice.
uber nice, we drop the bell. But that doesn't happen very often.
No, once every blue moon.
It does, yeah. So the most super nice bike in the GCN Bike Vault app, in the app, Bike Vault section in the GCN app, was this one in from Chong.Leslie. What do we think of this, Alex?
I've got a few bones to pick with this
Go
picture,
on.
I'm afraid. I'm not very happy about it. Do you want to know why? Well, for starters, the bike is nice. I like the bike. It's not presented in the greatest way possible. We've cut off some of the handlebars. We've cut off some of the wheel on the front and the back. It's not in Biggie Smalls. I can't tell if the valves are aligned because they're not even in the image. And what's frustrating me about this is if I voted this bike as super nice in one of the GCN Tech shows, people would absolutely slam me in the comments, say this guy's letting his standards down. Sorry, I just ran on a
Well,
little bit there.
there we have it. Alex is not happy about this one, but you guys, the viewers, did vote it to be the most super nice bike last week. So,
What are you going to vote in?
well, the viewers they've spoken, Alex.
Go
We
on,
can't.
spare of the moment. What are you going to vote in? While I was just saying about not following the rules, yeah, I'll vote as super nice. I use a shadow stand.
I did use the shadow stand, yeah.
Going forwards from here, at any point in the bike vault, if someone uses a shadow stand, I'm going to vote for a super nice.
Only if you've got the bell.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Right, this week, what have we got? Where is this?
Oh, down a bit.
Yeah.
First up, we've got in from
Roshi?
Roshi? Roshi?
Yeah.
What have we got? We've got a BMC.
Team Machine SLR3.
Ooh.
Check this out. Oh, I like the colours.
This
Yeah.
is looking promising.
This is good. It's a good start. Another bike with the latest Shimano Ultegra 12-speed group set.
God, spoil themselves out there.
I know. Where are people getting this stuff
Tan
from?
sidewalls.
Yeah, like this.
Biggie Smalls. Nice looking bottle cages. We haven't got too much of a chimney.
I really like this. I'm going to hit this with a super nice, and I'll tell you what, I really like their garden furniture in the background.
The garden furniture.
Yeah, nice like table and chairs.
Like that grass, nice grass as well. Next up, we've got this one in from ADR Tucker, and it's a tandem, a Dolan TDR. Frame and forks painted in our base colours.
I like this.
Newbury Velo.
Yeah, not very often we see a tandem in the bike.
No, it's not.
It?
It's nice
Bit of
to
a
have
time
one in.
trial sort of set up on the front as well.
Big chainring on the back.
Big chainring. Look at the size of the brake rotor on the front as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's massive. Super deep wheels, aero. I guess this thing's really quick. I like this.
Quick.
I can't quite see if the valves are aligned. Oh, they are, yeah. Valves are aligned.
Just from looking, I think they definitely watch
They know
the
what
GCN
they're
Tech
doing.
Show. Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Do you know what? I'm going to go super nice.
I'll go super nice as well.
Go on, you do the honours.
Well, thanks. Doing all right this week, aren't we?
I'm scared to ring the bell. You told me off last time I
Yeah.
rang the bell. Next in is Huelski.
Huelski, yeah.
Yeah, famous name.
Yeah.
Know it really well.
Cannondale Super 6 Evo SE.
Oh, look at this picture. Great perspective of the steps in the background.
Yeah, that is nicely positioned.
That is very cool.
Valves are aligned.
Valves are aligned, tyres are
Doing
aligned,
well
cranks
this
are aligned,
week.
biggie smalls. Have they even aligned their pedals?
Yeah,
Oh, this is incredible.
that is,
What colour would you describe this as? I'm not sure what.
I would
sort of
say like a
green?
minty,
mint.
a mint colour.
Yeah, okay, I like that. Super nice, super nice to hell out of. Next one in is from S-Steve with
Oh, hello.
Retro Superbike UCI legal, he says. What is this? What? It's
Wow.
not very retro, is it? It looks bang up to date. It's a specialised Athos. With what on earth are those wheels?
They look like they could cut your finger off
They
if you put your
They
fingers anywhere
quite
near
possibly
that
would.
wheel.
I really do like the look of this bike. I like the colours.
Oh yeah, I like the handlebar tape as well.
Yeah.
They're like sparkly, purpley, chromy colours.
So it's not in biggie smalls, but it has got the latest 9200 Durace group set. How is everybody getting the brand new group set?
Is this the new not a new saddle, the saddle with holes in?
Oh, I don't
think
sure, like
one.
the 3D printed
Yeah.
colour. I'm not sure, I can't see enough.
I mean, that looks pretty damn cool to me.
That does look blooming cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna
All right, go on.
We've
Yeah.
got too many super nices this week.
Yeah.
Too many.
Right, next one in is from Alvarosta Gonetto 1. Canyon CFSL, is it an air road? Yeah, so it's CFSL. Oh, I like the colours of this one as well.
I've got those colours.
Oh, you have? Yeah, I forgot about that. I'm not sure what they're doing presenting a bike in the bike vault.
Yeah.
The opposite way round.
We've got another bike in the background as well.
Accessories are left on, giant saddlebag, pumps left on, bikes the wrong way around, cranks aren't aligned, wheels not aligned. I can't quite see what gear it's in. Unfortunately, it's just going to be a nice for me.
Yeah, it's a nice, but that bike
like the
definitely
bike, it
has
could be
potential. If it was flipped around and just simple things, it would have been a super nice. And that was the last bike in the bike vault for today.
That's
well, we
upsetting.
had a lot of super nices today.
Bell got a workout this week, didn't it?
Done well.
Hope you enjoyed the show. If you have, let us know in the comments section down below. And also, let us know your thoughts on if you think data is dangerous in cycling. And remember to head over to the GCN app and vote on the polls, because you've got 2 this week. We'll go through both of the results next week. I'm going to say I'm off to get lunch, because I basically say it at the end of every tech show.
You do. It's not even lunchtime yet, but
It is,
you can
it
have
is.
an early lunch, Alex.
It's
We'll see you
lunchtime.
next week.
See ya.